Hi, and welcome back to my cross stitch channel. My name is Jandy. I am Jandy Sews here on YouTube and Jandy Dean over on Instagram. Why have those match? It would be easier, but again, my name is Jandy. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on play. Hopefully you like what you see and you click the like and subscribe buttons. If you're returning, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. It has been a minute. I think this is Flosstube number 8. Last time I posted was April 23rd. Today is May 24th, 2026. So almost exactly a month. I'd say that I planned it and I always planned on doing it a month later, but we know that's not the case. It's just the way it worked out. Holiday weekend. I have a few minutes. My mother-in-law is visiting, so I am trying to get this filmed while she's taking a nap and while my husband and my son are out of the house as well. So we're gonna see how well my timing was. I don't know. It has been really busy. Again, my mother-in-law is visiting from Wyoming, so that's really fun to have her here. She did come because our son graduated from high school on Thursday. So I'm gonna sneak a picture of him in here. Just really proud, excited. He's our youngest, so it's the very, very last time. I need coffee. Yeah, so we had that going on. I've had some work travel. My husband and I went on, I want to call it a staycation because we only went about 2.5 hours down the freeway to San Antonio for a weekend. That was really fun. We visited, we did a little bit of shopping, like, you know, went to some cute like downtown areas and went to an amazing restaurant and also hit up 2 cross stitch shops because of course we did. And we also went to a drum store because my husband is a drummer, and so we had to do that while we were gone as well. So I do have some things to show from that. I'm not going to do like a whole haul. I just want to show some of the stuff that I got because it is part of a WIP. All right, so what do we have going on? I have 3 finishes to show you today, and then I have 8 WIPs. 5 of those WIPs are new starts. It happened. And then actually 2 of my finishes were new starts as well. It is what it is. It is what it is this month. We get to blame part of it on Stitching Gem for Market Mania. She said that we needed to start some of these market purchases. So that's her fault. She can take responsibility for that. Also, it was Spring Mingle with Lindy Stitches, and I had such a good time. I did take both of the classes. I did not do my stitching for either one, but I enjoyed watching both of the classes. I have all the information I need, no doubts at all that I will be able to complete those projects when I have the bandwidth to do that. The instructions were really good. I just did not have the bandwidth to work on those. This was it last weekend? The days are running in together. But let's start with my first finish because it's probably the last one I finished. Second, no, middle, it doesn't matter. But I did finish this for Spring Mingle. It is the Strawberry Moon, and so cute. I just love this. So this was by Stitches by Ethel. It was a exclusive pattern for Spring Mingle. Pretty much 0 of these colors are the called for flosses. I did use, I think, all DMC in the bird, and then the rest are over dyes. This was such a small, I mean, compared to the head, right? Like this is fairly small. I just grabbed colors out of project bags which were within arm's reach while I was in a stitching room at Spring Mingle. and stitch whatever the color that was that happened to be in that bag. I was not worried at all about doing that for the moon or the strawberries or the grass because, I mean, it's going to work out, right? It's going to work out. I was very worried about that bird, but it still worked out for the bird too. So it was fine and I do love it. This fabric is Forbidden Fibers Tangled Thistle. It is the same fabric that I used for my quick Quaker. So this was just the piece that was left over. So again, something that was handy to just grab and stitch on. So that was my first finish. My second finish was also a new start. This is Blooming Quakers from by Hello from Liz Matthews. I did this on 16 count vintage Ada from Stitch May. It is one of my favorite shades. Very pink, very pretty. I just used some overdyes. I believe that the chart called for DMCs, but I picked out some overdyes when I was at Shepherd's Bush. And so this is what she looks like. It's very pretty. And it was really fun and quick. We know I love a Quaker, so get a little bit of a Quaker here. Now I did cut off the top 30 rows of this pattern so that it would fit the finish that I have planned for it. But I did enjoy stitching that. There's also a long piece that just says Bloom and the O's are Quakers. Another drink. Thank you. There's another piece. It says Bloom, the O's are Quakers. I think it's cute. It's a cute pillow. It's on my list of things to do. Just not this week. All right, my last finish is my, it was my birthday start. So my birthday was on the 14th of April. I did actually start this the day before because that's how things work out sometimes. But it's Pink Wren by JetX. And I just love this. It was a really fun stitch. It has all these like band motifs around it. This is what it looks like. We saw this last month because I did start this on the 13th and the last time I posted was on the 23rd. When we saw this last month, I just had like the half around and then none of the birds were done. And I think maybe one of those flowers was partially done, but that was it. So I did get a lot of work done on this. This is on 16 count Garden Party, which is a fabric by Stitch May. It's very different than the called for fabrics. Fabric the called for is very dark. And I don't know, I had this and I thought that it reminded me of like the sun coming through the trees. And so that's what I decided to use. But it's very pretty. I love this. I cannot wait to get it framed. I do have a couple of ideas for framing. I need to see what's gonna work out and what's affordable. That's the one thing about custom framing. Man, it does add up, and it especially adds up if the piece is not square or a rectangle. You want something rounded, you are going to pay for that. But to get Pink Wren done. Now, let's talk about my whips. So one whip we've seen a few times is the Book Goddess. This is by Tiny Modernist. I do actually have notes here, so I can tell you where I'm at on this. Let's see. Okay, with the Book Goddess, I have 7,000 stitches done. So I'm at about 49%. I've been doing a lot of fill-in. last time we saw the book goddess, she did not have a head and most of her dress was not filled in. So I've gotten a lot put in here. So we've got a head, we have a hand, we have a little bit of hair, we have some arms, and then I've filled in a ton on that dress. And that dress, let me tell you, the dress is huge. This has gone on the plane 3 times and it's still not even all filled in, which to me is just unbelievable. Unbelievable that there are that many stitches in that dress, but there are quite a few. I don't know if last time we saw it, if this arm was here and this one wasn't, or if it was the other way around. But I did have at one point both arms. She did have two. I know, wild. So, but she did once upon a time at some point have 2 arms. And then when I went in to add her hands, and I think maybe I was gonna start doing something in here, I don't know. But at that point I realized like her hands were supposed to be like this and they were like, and I had to pick out, you know, frog, one of those arms. So again, I think that when you saw it, it still just had 1 arm, but it might've been the opposite one that it had. She's gonna get 2 again. We're working on it. Poor book goddess. She'll make it. It'll be fine. But this is going to be my traveling companion for the foreseeable future because there is still just a lot of fill in, and then she's going to get replaced by the Stitch Witch once her dress is all filled in. I do travel a good bit for work, and so I like to have something that I can stitch on the plane that don't necessarily need a chart for. So usually I take 2 pieces. I take something that I can use a chart for, because I can, but I like to have something fill in too. So depending on what I feel like the vibe is on the plane, am I going to be able to pull out my iPad? Am I going to feel like I'm being intrusive with the person next to me? How tired am I? I don't know. And I'm really hoping that when I'm holding this up near my face and talking, that it's not creating some weird echo that I'm gonna hear when I go back and upload this video. And yeah, but coffee. Need the coffee. All right, second whip. The second whip this month was a sew along. It is the Farmyard Friends from Lori Holt of Be in My Bonnet Designs. Fat Quarter Shop is hosting a stitch along for this. It's an entire year, which, I mean, plenty of time. I can still keep caught up with this. So lots and lots of time, and I am ahead, which we love for me, right? We love that for me. We love that for everyone to get ahead of anything. But this is where I am at. So last time we saw this, I had finished the April section, which was just this big star, but then I had also put in these other 2 stars because I looked like I had glanced at what the assignment was and didn't really clock what it was supposed to be. So I had done a little bit of the May assignment. This time I knew well what the May assignment was. It was those stars and these ones too. So I finished up those, and then I just really wanted to stitch the chicken because the chicken's so cute. Or, well, he's a rooster, so, but he's adorable. So he got stitched too. I think he might be June or July. I don't know, but I'm definitely ahead. And the next animal, the next animal is either a sheep or a pig. I think it's a sheep, and I might go ahead and do that next and ignore what the actual assignment is, as long as I'm still staying caught up. If I finish early, I'm happy, but I do want to be caught up. I don't know who I think is giving me a gold star for staying caught up. Just me getting a gold star, but I do want to stay caught up. This fabric is First Hatch. It's 16 count fabric by Witchy Stitcher May. And I am using all the called for overdyes on this, which are Classic Colorworks. So pretty. All right, next one would be the Modern Folk Embroidery Stitch Along for 2026. It is called Little Acorns. I am doing this on 16 count fabric by Witchy Stitcher May in the color Hot Cocoa. And I am using some Color and Cotton overdyes in a great from one of their gradient packs. This is where I am at with this. Really, really love the way this is turning out. It's one of these funny projects that in theory I would definitely hate, but I love so much. First of all, I decided to do browns, which I don't enjoy, but I'm loving here. Just it's soft and pretty, and I don't know, all the things. I like this. Now, as I am working on this and going down, I am again using a gradient. So it started out with this greeny brown and then went to a browny green, and then it's going into a browny red and then a reddy brown, right? It's just gradient going on down here. And I have not been allowing myself to just work willy-nilly and work my way down and just get all those gradients in, because I thought if I do that, it's a special reward to get to switch the colors. So I was not gonna do that. And I stuck with that all the way until May. And then I had a day that I really needed a serotonin boost, and I pulled this out and I put in the next color, even though I'm not done with the color before it yet. I'm a rebel. Watch out. I needed the serotonin boost that day. Like that's what we did, and that's how we got the serotonin boost. I could have so many other problems in my life. This is what I'm doing. Now the color, I don't even know if you can tell, it comes into those little birds. So we're getting into a new color. I will say, last time we saw this, I had a little bit of the lettering done. That whole band was not done. And so I finished that, started on the next band. This next band is giant. I mean, just giant. I think it's at least as big as these two bands combined. Like it is big. It is a big band. So very, again, happy with this. I did cheat myself, my own rules, broke my own rules. Don't even feel bad about it. At least I'm not going to. I'm going to tell myself I don't feel bad about it. I am at 9,738 stitches on this, which is 37%. So I am staying mostly on track to get this finished this year. I am removing one of the bands, so even though it says I'm at 37%, I know I'm actually farther because I'm taking a whole band out. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. All right. Oh, this next one. I did show this this last time. So this is When Thurza Met Roxy by Hemlock and Rye. So it's a new colorway for the Thurza pattern. I think there's been several different colorways of this pattern that have come out, but I bought all the Roxy flosses for this because it was irresistible. And so last video I was showing these and then the fabric that I thought I was going to use, and decided like absolutely these go together. So again, the Roxy flosses, and then I have this what is this called? This is called Wood Stove. It's 16 count fabric from Lap and Loops. I got this while I was at Stitch West. Oh, so pretty. This is a lot of stitches and it just doesn't look like much. Actually, you know what? I don't even think it's that many stitches, but I started the border. I really want to put in the other colors, but I've only worked on this one day. So I pulled it out that night that I filmed. I was like, absolutely, we're gonna work on this. I worked on it. And then life just got in the way this month and I have not had a chance to pull this back out. I mean, I have worked on other things, like I've had chances, but it just hasn't jumped up high enough on the priority list yet. But it is, I mean, they're just really pretty. Like the colors are popping. So, let's see. Yeah, I have 835 stitches. So we are at 6%. I have a little ways to go. That's fine. I'm gonna get to it. So that was another new start. Another new start would be Halloween time. This is from the Witchy Stitcher, and it is halfway to Halloween. So there's a lot of Halloween stuff going on right now. And I want to participate in all of the things. So I felt like this maybe checked a couple of boxes. So Jason is doing halfway to Halloween. He does it with one other person whose name escapes me right now. But anyway, halfway to Halloween, stitch something Halloween. So this is something Halloween. And then I belong to a group on Instagram that is doing Witchy Stitcher for the month of May. And I thought that's perfect. I have several Witchy Stitcher pieces that I would like to stitch. And give myself a chance to do that. So check the box there. And then I bought this fabric. So let's see, I mean, she's bright. So I ordered a couple of scrap packs or mystery packs, I don't know, from Stitch May. So you could choose Aida or linen, the count, the color, surprise for you, the size, surprise for you. I love a good surprise. And I love like having like little bits of fabric that I don't feel like are precious to me. So sometimes, well, especially like when you buy a fat quarter or a half yard, I mean, it is hard to cut into that for the first project, because what if you needed the whole piece for something? Or I mean, is that just me? Am I the only one who has that problem? I mean, maybe it's just me, but I feel like there's more than just me who has a hard time. So I like getting these little bits of fabric. They're only going to be good for smalls. I'll use them whenever. And again, like I don't know enough, like I didn't pick these out special for anything. So they can be for anything. So I decided to stitch Halloween time on this piece. And I just thought this color was perfect for this. Now he does look a little bit like a popsicle. I mean, he does. He looks a little bit like a popsicle. He's hopefully not going to continue to look a little bit like a popsicle, but I just stitched on this one day, so didn't get a ton done, but I'm like, his whole head is like done. Like it was just, usually I will do color completion, but when I started on his little face, I could not resist just finishing up his little face. And he does have those DMC, they're the DMC flosses that have the sparkles in them, but they're not the metallics that feel like plastic and are the worst things ever. They're the ones like with the little plastics, so, or with the little sparkles. There are a few of those in here. I think there's an orange that's that way and then a black that is that way. I've never stitched with those before. I don't know that you can tell that they're in here on camera. I can barely tell, and I'm looking in person, but it is, again, cute. So like I said, I worked on this one day, so it's got 935 stitches, but this is a small, so that is 25%. I plan on finishing this sometime before Halloween. I really should just pull it out and finish it in a couple of nights, but I do have some ridiculous plans. I don't know. I'm gonna get back to it because it is cute. I do like it. All right, my next one, I talked about starting this a couple months ago. It's called Dot the Bird by Kathy Barrick. It was a market release, so check in the box for Market Mania with Jem. I had talked about it, that I didn't want to do it on white, and maybe I was going to do a color conversion. Wasn't really sure, although I did enjoy the colors that it already was. Like, I mean, Kathy Burke knows what she's doing, right? Kathy Burke knows. But my husband and I went to San Antonio, and while we were there, I stopped by Under the Sea Fabrics. And Jen at Under the Sea Fabrics helped me do a color conversion. I decided I wanted to stitch this entire thing in silks. I have never used silks, and this felt like a good project to use them on. It's not very large. There weren't too many colors. I mean, it's still silks. Oh, geez, those do add up pretty quick. But I didn't feel like it was too many colors, and they're just big blocks of colors. So I just thought the sheen of the silks would be nice. I don't know. I had all the reasons for deciding that this was going to be the first project that I did in silks. So like I said, Jen at Under the Sea Fabrics helped me to kit this out. So these are the silks that I got, and I mean, they are so pretty. Yeah, just the prettiest. One thing that was really fun for me is that I did get silks in from multiple brands, right? So I've got like, this is a dinky dye silk. This is actually the one floss that is not silk. This is a Threadworks. But I've got Gloriana. I've got Splendor. Classic Colorworks Belsois. The Thread Gather Silken Colors. Some Water Lilies. And then some more Gloriana. Anyway, I don't know anything about silks. Haven't done a whole lot with these, or ever. So I'm getting to try and see maybe if I like one better than the other, or if I can't tell a difference at all, which I think that's the way that's going so far. But so pretty. I am doing Dot the Bird on this beautiful gray. This is from Under the Sea Fabrics. I believe this is called Minerva, and I am doing this on a 20 count because I'm using the silks and I'm doing one strand. But I started this during a spring mingle, and this is how far I've gotten. I really like this. Love that pink. Stitching with one strand. Who knew how wonderful that was? Why did no one tell me? You might be screaming at me and be like, yeah, we've been telling you this forever, but I didn't hear it. I didn't realize how much I would really like stitching with one strand, and then the one strand of the silk. Fantastic. But I did start this during spring mingle, and doing these little circles, so much fun, because they're just little finishes. I couldn't stop doing them. The last night of spring mingle, I was up until 4 o'clock in the morning. So the next day, talking with people because I was just working on this. I am, oh, that's not the right one. What did we call this? This is Dot the Bird. Oh no. Oh, there she is. Okay, she's at 13%. 13%. Got quite a bit to do. She's much smaller than I thought. I am doing it on 20 count, so maybe that's why. But man, she's pretty cute. Okay, the next new start I have is also on 20 count fabric. I know that I've stitched on 20 count fabric before. It's probably been, it's been a minute since I've done anything major on that. And I'm doing this with one strand as well. This is actually the first one I've started recently that was on 20 count, one strand, and started that, like I started it this month. I love it. I love it. I have so much fabric that's not 20 count. I cannot just switch to 20 count right now. But I did change my fabric of the month selections to 20 count. So in the future, I will be able to do that. But this one is called Spring Fills, and it is by the Artsy Housewife. I've done 4,557 stitches, with bringing it to 73%. My goal is to have this done in the next week or so. Actually, I have two that my goal is to have done. Well, the other one, 10 days. I've got 10 days. But yeah, so I'm getting there, and this is on. Oh, and do you think I have it written down? Absolutely not. I believe the fabric's called Kenneth. It's 20 count. Again, I think it's called Kenneth. I will probably put it down below if I remember to do that. But this is where I'm at on Spring Fills. I am using the overdyes for this. I think all overdyes. I don't know that I'm using any of the DMCs, but I've gotten quite a bit done on here. Again, it's at about 73%. I love how delicate the stitching is because of the size and the single thread. It feels dainty, and I don't have a whole lot in my life ever that feels dainty, that I would describe dainty. But this is dainty and just so pretty. And we got some more strawberries. Is this only the second project today that has strawberries? I felt like I had a bunch of strawberry stuff going on. Maybe it was just these two. So, but I need to finish up this butterfly up here. And then of course, like there's the centers for the flowers that need to be done. There's another flower here. Just a couple of different things sprinkled around. We're getting there. Okay, last one. This last one, there's a little bit of delusion going on. Always, I am always just, there's always a little bit of delusion. I finished Pink Wren. Super happy that I finished Pink Wren. And I knew that Canary Yellow was coming out from JetX. She has several new patterns coming out for summer. Very excited about them, but I didn't know when they were coming out. And I've had Blueberry J on my list of things to start for quite a while, but every time it's made its way to the top of the list, something new is coming out and it gets pushed back one. Poor Blueberry J, very neglected. I did want to work on it. So a few days ago, Jessica announced when the new patterns are coming out, and when the new PDFs are coming out, which is what I cared about the most, which is June 2nd. Just FYI, if you don't know, June 2nd, those PDFs are coming out. And then like full picture reveals of everything. I think maybe we had seen those, but very exciting. I immediately went on Lindy Stitches and ordered all of the beads and the floss for all of the new releases. So those are coming. Very excited. I did not order the charts though, because I am going to get the PDFs and I'm not going to buy them twice. I need to not do that. Like, man, people need to stop me from doing these things sometimes. So I decided I'm not going to buy the charts twice. I'm going to buy them once. I will buy them on June 2nd. There's no way I'm getting the paper ones before then anyway. Like, it's fine. So I did that, and then I looked at Blueberry J, and I thought, if I put in 1,000 stitches a day, I could definitely finish Blueberry J before Canary Yellow comes out. And I know that's a lot of stitches. It is a lot of stitches. I do complete a lot of stitches a day. So far for May, let's see, I'm at 23,454 stitches so far this month. That's not including some paper things that I've been working on that we're not looking at because they're for smalls exchanges. Anyway, I do stitch a lot. So I thought I'll do that. That'll be fine. And then the first 2 days of that, I think one day I put in like 200 and the next day I put in like 400. I was like, Jandy, that is not 1,000 stitches. What are you doing? But also, I don't have time. What am I thinking? My son had graduation. My mother-in-law is here visiting. What was I thinking? I don't know. And so then I posted, I'm like, I'm delusional. There's no way possible I'm doing this. Why did I let myself start this? Like, totally shouldn't have let myself start it. So I post that on Instagram, and then I'm like, I can do it. And so I started on it again. So we have been working on this since May 20th. And what's today? The 24th. So I haven't worked on it at all today because I'm doing this right now. So, but we're at 4,005 stitches, which is 34%. I might get there. Will it be at the expense of getting any sleep or working on anything else? Maybe, that's fine. Also, it's a holiday weekend. So I've got like today and tomorrow, like to really get some good progress in. So I am doing this with the Roxy floss conversion. I ordered this when I got the one for Cherry Magpie. Like, I just was like, add both to cart. And then I am doing this on the color Pub Crawl, which I want you to see this because I did post a picture on Instagram and you cannot appreciate at all on that picture how dark this fabric is. I need to take a much better picture and maybe like color correct it. But this fabric, just, I love it. And it is dark fabric, and I complained the entire time I was stitching Cherry Magpie about the Temptation fabric that was that bright pink, that it was hard on my eyes. I was having so many problems. This is still 16 count, exactly the same, very dark. I'm not having as many problems. So I don't know if it's the shade that was just throwing everything off for me, or if maybe it is I got new glasses like a week ago. Maybe that's why too. I don't know. But love this color. So let's take a look at how much I have done of this. So I'll fold that in half. So this is where I am at. I am very happy with how far I've gone. You know when you're like pleased with yourself, like you're like, and I feel stupid for being pleased with myself about this, but still absolutely pleased. Can't take that away from me. Gotten quite a bit done on this. I am trying to like get, you know, like outlines just so I can start color completing. That's where I want to be, is where I'm starting to color complete. I do not have enough in to actually start color completing, but that's going to make the process the fastest for me, is to get to that point. We'll get there, but I love the little bird. So cute. And when I stitched Cherry Magpie, I did like a center start on this whole fat quarter and wasted so much fabric, and I was sad because that Temptation fabric was beautiful. So I did like start this in a much more reasonable manner. And I also did a bottom left hand start, which is my preference because I enjoy stitching in that direction. So I started it there, but it's cute. Again, all the Roxy floss conversion, with the exception of, actually I switched out 2 already. And I think they're the only 2 I'm gonna switch out. I switched them out for the DMCs. I just felt like I wasn't getting the contrast between 2 of the colors that I thought that I should. And with the DMCs I was, so. And they're beautiful overdyes that I pulled out, and they will be perfect for something else. All right, that's it. That's all the whips, that's all my finishes. I do have a few plans. Did I just throw stuff on the floor? Maybe. It's fine. It's fine. I have a few things going on that are coming up. So I said it before, I went to Stitch West. I had a great time. I love a retreat. So first cross stitch retreat, so much fun. I signed up for the next Stitch West, which I believe is in November. So I have that coming. But again, I had a really good time. So I did sign up for 3 additional retreats through the end of the year. I will be attending Stitching Sirens. That is happening in San Antonio. It's hosted by Under the Sea Fabrics, and that'll be in June. Very excited for that. So that is coming up. The next retreat that I will be attending, and actually wasn't part of my numbers, will be the Midsummer Stitch with Lindy Stitches. It's an online retreat. If you were paying any attention, well, not that was like huge announcement or anything, but someone's teaching a class for Midsummer Stitch. Very excited, a little bit nervous. Please take the class and support me. Like, just be like, yay, Jandy. No, I'm really excited. We're going to be doing the journal cover, so there will be more details about that coming up. But there was a brief mention of it. It was funny, actually. I didn't know that anyone would be finding out during Spring Mingle. And so I woke up one morning and I had a message from Katherine, and she was like, "You're teaching." I was like, "How did you know?" And then I scoured and couldn't find it, and realized it was during one of the coffee talks. I think Saturday or Sunday morning. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm really excited about that. So that's coming. The following week, I am going to Roanoke to Stitch Ridge. Very excited about that. Katherine and Jess are both going to be there, and they are just so kind. I messaged both of them and it was just like, "Hey, are you guys going to Stitch Ridge?" I was pretty sure that they had said that they were going to Stitch Ridge, but sometimes you just get things confused. between people. So Jess was like, yes. And she immediately adds me to an Instagram group, and now I have a table to sit at. And I was so nervous about going by myself, and just so kind. Both of them are just fantastic. I'm sure everyone else who's sitting at this table is going to be fantastic. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Katherine and I also are going to be doing a new start at Stitch Ridge. We're kind of piggybacking on what Jess and Jason are doing at StitchCon. They are going to be starting the, something to my friend. Oh, Piece to My Friend from Modern Folk Embroidery. It's a really nice piece. So they will be starting that at StitchCon. And then Jess is going to be attending Stitch Ridge also, and then Katherine and I are going to start it. So it's like we're linking it together. It's a Quaker. You know, I love me a Quaker. So excited that Katherine talked me into that. So we will be doing that. And then I have another retreat. It's with Dirty Annie's. It's the Cross Stitch Correctional. I want to say that's in September. It could be in October, but I think it's in September. So that's coming up. And I'm going to be attending that with one of my friends who lives in Houston locally. We're going to be able to drive up. That's in Fort Worth. So very excited. And then again, Stitch West is in November, pretty sure. And I will be going to Utah again and visiting my sister and attending that with her. So I've got a lot of fun things going on. Another plan I have would be, well, it's on my plan. Katherine's birthday is coming up, and she is going to be doing a stitch like with a joy theme. So she had said, you know, start something that has the word joy in it, or something that brings you joy. I was like, I love that. I love the concept of joy, and I have a special affinity for the word joy. Joy is my middle name. It's also my mother's middle name, and my daughter, her middle name. So I just like things that say joy on them. I didn't want, well, I looked for some patterns that said joy, but I didn't really want to do anything that was Christmassy, and sometimes you get just a lot of Christmassy stuff. There were a few other ones that I loved and have been favorited, but aren't what I'm going to do. What was funny was that as soon as Katherine issued that challenge, I had a pattern that just immediately came to mind, and I was like, I am pretty sure that does not say joy on it, but it does spark joy. It sparks joy, and I think about it a lot, and it's Cat's Cross Stitches. I finished it, I think, pretty recently, but it is called I Was Sad, and it's by Very Cross Stitching. And it says something like, I was sad, but then I went online shopping and I feel better now. Like, and it does, like, it sparks joy, and it's very primitive looking, like a child designed it. Maybe that's not the two words I should use together, but like, I don't know, it's so cute, and it does spark a lot of joy. So I am going to work on that for Katherine's birthday. I may need to go back and make sure that that still fits her prompt, but I do think it was just spark joy. So I think it's cute. I can't wait to do that. I plan on starting those JetX pieces that are coming out. There are a lot of things that I want to finish here. There are things I need to get ready for class. So I'll be doing that. Oh, and that is what I had. Oh, there it is. So for the Under the Sea Stitching Sirens retreat next month, I did sign up for a class to make a needle kit, and I did get my pre-stitching kit. I'm just seeing a little bit of things, and I have done absolutely none of this. I think I have 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks. Not sure. I think it's 3 weeks. I should look at my calendar, but I mean, I'll get an alert that tells me to get my car and drive to San Antonio. It's fine. But anyway, I do want to do this. This shouldn't take very long. So that will be on my list of things to work on as well. And I think that's it. So if you made it all the way through, thank you so much for sticking with me. Please like and subscribe. And again, I will be releasing more details about the Stitch and Plan journal class in the next, couple weeks. I think those will be coming out. And I will see you here again with an update on everything else in a few weeks.